Hi, this is Justice with Tablet Pro. I did some more research on the Surface Laptop Studio. I have to really focus every time I say that. I've done some more research and have found answers to a couple different things that I was curious about. All right, number one, let's talk about the GPU because that was my biggest point of contention. With the lower resolution screen, because it's not 4K, it's not 3K, it's right around that 2K mark. You don't have the option of playing 4K games. Like you can't try and run in 4K. It's not an option. And so with the 350 Ti, even though it's 4 gigabytes, it's still going to do a pretty good job. And I did comparative tests between, not, I didn't do the test, I read the results of a lot of comparative tests. And basically, the performance is going to be similar to a Xbox One X. So the 2017, I think 2017 version of the Xbox, not the brand new one that came out last year that no one can buy. So gaming, you're still going to be able to do some pretty good stuff. There is a huge jump between the 350 Ti and the 360. However, with the screen resolution and everything that's going on there, I think it will still be good. Not great, but good. You know, like you can do most things at fairly high settings and you'll be fine. Is what it is. Okay, so I did some more research on a couple other things. I had questions on the brightness of the screen. The brightness on the Surface Laptop Studio is 500 nits, so it's 50 nits brighter than the Surface Pro X and the Surface Pro 8. I also was able to find some information, thank you to comments in the last video and comments on the Surface Pro 8 video that I put up on the pen performance. The pen performance is supposed to be significantly better. Now, does that mean lag? Does that mean that the jitter is gone? I put out some requests for information and have not got them back yet. I've been messaging with Scott Hanselman, who did the live event, and he was the one who demoed for coders the Surface Laptop Studio. And so here you can see, let's go ahead and blow this up. You can see a comparison between the Surface Book 3 15-inch and the Laptop Studio. There is a significant size difference here. Thickness at its thickest point is a little bit thinner for the Laptop Studio than the Surface Book 15-inch. One other thing to note, there is not, I'm told, let's go ahead and hop over here. There is not supposed to be a magnetic feature on the side of the Laptop Studio for the pen. There is that spot underneath the front of the chassis that the slim pen fits. I imagine that the magnetic points on the slim pen 2 are in the same location as the original slim pen. However, I don't know. And we'll be able to find that out. I think if you put a regular Surface pen or another magnetic pen there, I think that the magnetic points would line up, but it would also tilt the Surface Laptop Studio backwards a little bit, which if you take the pen off, who cares? You know, it may just be an option for storing it that's not exactly flush. So some of the other questions that I think a lot of people have is on this Hinge design. Now, I used to own the Vio Z Flip. In my opinion, one of the sexiest tablets or convertibles that has been created. Vio does a phenomenal job with their engineering. It had that same interim spot. My little hand's kind of massaging the screen. It's weird. Normally the panning action makes it look normal, but okay, so it has that same type of design. It's got that spot right here in the middle. That's kind of a midway point, and then lays all the way flat. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. And let's jump over here to this one. This is a better quality image. You can see the back here. And I liked it because it didn't displace the weight, the balance of the tablet. Like if I'm using my Surface Pro 7 Plus, I've got to kick the kickstand behind the footprint of the keyboard. And with this device, it just sat better on my lap, just like a laptop. But you have some extra options. You know, the screen tipping forward, it was actually very easy to hold. And I use the Artist Pad from Tablet Pro, so I could use the shortcuts on the side without any problems. That was easy to do. Actually, let me show you while I have this up. It's easy to do. This is side by side, which I think is not as helpful as stacked. And this is his Twitter, Shanselman on Twitter. So you can ping him here. And I have this question right here. He said that he would test jitter differences if there's some improvement. So as far as the design goes, I didn't have any problems with the design. It didn't break. You do need two hands, and you can like palm it and pull it and get it to go down, but it is a little awkward to navigate with one hand. But when you're comparing that to the Surface Book 3 and all of the work that you had to do to get it into a usable tablet mode, it is super easy by comparison. The pen technology, so I was wondering, I was curious if the other styluses would perform as well as the Surface Slim Pen 2, minus the haptic feedback. So you're drawing on the screen, it feels like paper because they've got that little tiny haptic engine in it. And the 120 hertz screen is doing a really good job of decreasing the latency, making that feel even more tactile and responsive. Will the regular Surface Pen work the same way? And I don't think so. For the record, I think you're going to have a new stylus with a new chip in it, that G6 chip. And I think that paired with the screen is going to really make the difference on how this performs. If it reduces the jitter, eliminates the jitter, I'm buying the Surface Pro 8 or Surface Laptop Studio. The difficult thing for me is I put my tablet on a stand in front of me and I work in bed. And so having that form factor, I don't think the thickness will fit in my laptop stand. So I have to look into that and think about the compromises. 4 pounds versus 2 pounds. So size-wise, not tremendously bigger with the screen, although I'm told it feels like you're looking at a 15-inch screen on the Surface Book 3 to 1. That 14.4-inch screen is very, very similar. It's brighter, it's faster. Lower flicker is kind of an easy way of understanding the hertz. If you're playing in slow motion, you're going to see every single step in between as opposed to kind of jumping. It's like frame rate for the screen. I think that's pretty close to accurate. What other questions? If you have another question on the Surface Laptop Studio, put it in the comment section. I'm going to be doing more information. I will report back on what I find out on the jitter. So I think that's it. All right, you guys, if you have questions, again, put it in the comment section. Subscribe if the Surface Laptop Studio is interesting to you, and I'll continue to bring you more information as I find out.